What's up with it, financial fam? Another day, another Satoshi. And if your exuberance matches any that I have today, then you're going to be excited for today's video essay. Without further ado, we're looking at this market. We're about total $370 billion, fam. $370 billion total crypto. Bitcoin has about 61% of that. So that's about $223 billion market cap for Bitcoin alone. We're about at $12,991, family. Early this morning, we were at 13. We pushed right through 12, pushed right through 11. And it seems the next mental milestone will be 15,000, if not 20. According to some reports, though, the next 2 weeks, basically the first week of Q3, we could very well see a new all-time high, basically post 20,000 or maybe a 19.7. May find a resistance amount around 19.7 and dip down. We still have investors feeling we still have yet to see sub 6. If we do push post 20, then a lot of investors are bidding a $100,000 Bitcoin by end of the year. That is insane, but as these Satoshis get less and less a stack, fam, I wouldn't put anything past it. So today's video essay, very, very quickly, we're going to be scouting Ripple again today. A lot can change in a month. I can honestly attest to going into Q3, about 6 months of this year, Ripple has moved way faster than what it was last year. And I'm talking about price movement. Last year we were probably stagnant around 33 to 36 cent the entire year before any type of push up, and the push up was immediately pulled back down. Now, do I feel like XRP is manipulated? I do. Now, if we go back to last year's price points, around $20,000 Bitcoin, I want to say XRP was only 71 cents. This was around the November, December time frame, if I'm not mistaken. From 15,000, I believe, is when it made its push. But XRP didn't do that jump until Q1, around January 17th, or January 7th, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, my point being, XRP could very well move at its own pace. And with its own pace, there could very well be more coins released into the circulating supply. Who knows? Because to be at right at 50 cents, it was at 49 cents early this morning. So 48 cents still isn't anything to scoff at. Like I said, last year, we're still making way faster movement than we were last year. I still stand by my original prediction. I feel end of year could be a very $2.80 to a $10 Ripple. Now, excuse me, $10 XRP. Now, very quickly, talking on price points, because I don't mind them. It's cool to be exuberant. It's even cool to get our Malcolm McFly on and try to see, try to predict the future. The only thing that irritates me about the space, and again, we are in a new space. Crypto's very new. I believe the numbers were less than 3% of the population are into it. Less than 1% are into XRP. But that 1% that are into it, it almost gives the air of novice investor. And let me explain what I mean, because I don't mean that facetiously. These all over the web, I just see about XRP just pure mass irrational exuberance. And it in my opinion, that kind of takes away from the utility of the coin and what it can really do. It's almost as if it could be February, right, or March, and your parents have whispered or rumored that, if you're good, we can go to Disneyland on Christmas. And then that's all they hear. We're going to Disneyland on Christmas. So, and I'm seeing just asinine videos. And I get it. Like, I want to accumulate views. That's cool. But come on, and everyone knows the $589 price point per XRP now, and that was last year. Now it's way past $589. Now it's $1,000 per XRP. XRP was destined or designed, excuse me, to be 10,000 per, and it's like, okay, guys, like this. This is part of the reason no one takes us seriously. And I'm not saying it's not feasible. You know, anything's possible in crypto, particularly in 3 to 4 years, but it just almost takes away from it, you know? So when you have the Bitcoin maximalists who, you know, scoff and turn their nose at, and not that I care, but when they scoff and turn their nose at XRP investors, you can't really blame them. It's just, you can tell it's just a whole bunch of people who finally got into cryptocurrency, saw the cheapest thing they can afford and loaded up on it, and then start just hyping it. And that's not how we get anywhere, guys. I think we need to be far more responsible and far more just knowledgeable about what we're doing, because it's getting to a point where it's just annoying now. Oh, excuse me, let me turn that off. But yeah, I didn't want to harp or point fingers or anything, because I love XRP. It's one of my biggest holdings. You know, you never think you have enough. You know, we always have that 20,000 mental milestone, but you know, that takes a while to get to. And you know, some of us are halfway there, a quarter of the way there, but you know, yeah, but this $1,000 by June 23rd, it's like, come on, dude. It's not even fun anymore. It's like when dudes like that come, but I'm all, well, when I say I'm all in on XRP, I don't mean every dime I have is going specifically to XRP, but I can honestly attest that XRP is in my starting five. Definitely. The lesson I learned from 2017 dealing with XRP, I believe the lowest price point I saw for it was probably 22 cents, might have been 17 cents at one point in time. But I remember just the whole year just thinking, okay, if I'm just diligent, I develop a routine, how much of this can I stack throughout this year, right? Lo and behold, right after Thanksgiving, I'm forgetting all about XRP. As a matter of fact, I sold some of it, and it went from that 32 cent, you know, which everyone was complaining about, and just bumped to 61, and everyone had their eyebrows raised, kind of like now where we are at our palates were satiated, but we weren't necessarily satisfied, right? Following week, 75 cents, then $1.08, then $1.28, then $2, then $3, and it almost hit $4. And I'm just sitting there like, wow. And all of this is prior to, like, this is mere speculation at this point. This is prior to the MoneyGrams, the benign neglect by Western Union. Like, this is before all of that. And now, present day, man, Ripple is moving things, and I would not be surprised if it took that number 2 spot, dare I say number 1 spot, for a quarter, maybe less, because it is moving. One of my favorite pieces of news. We all know about the MoneyGram news. No need to reiterate that. But it is, I'm going to make a bet, right? Not a bet, but I'm going to make a prediction, right? The Turkish investor, or excuse me, the Turkish CEO, his name escapes me, excuse me, but he's over Western Union. Western Union's complacency could very well be the reason why blockchain renders them obsolete in the near future. Let me explain. Now, Western Union has gone on the record saying that XRP saves them no money, which is foolish and an untruth. They've been using it for 4 years, so I think you know if you can if this utility saves your company money or not. Nevertheless, MoneyGram is on board, as well as over 200 banks. AWS, here is the kicker, right? The thing we've all been waiting for. Amazon Web Services. So not necessarily the company Amazon themselves, but I believe the payment service on Amazon, AWS, has just linked a partnership with R3 Corda. Now, the details have yet to be seen. That's definitely going to make some great literature for me today, and I'll be sure to upload another video explaining it, probably in our another scouting report. But this is how you increase adoption. This is how you satiate those appetites. This is how you strengthen your hands. Now, there's some people, I'm not going to lie, once Ripple hits around 75 cents to $1 range, Could that take another quarter? It could. I see a lot of people dumping just out of pure, I don't want to hold this anymore. Or it could be circumstantial. Everyone, we all live different lives. Our pullout points can be very different from the next investor. So, you definitely got to strengthen those hands. XRP is looking very strong, right under 50 cents. Q3 is going to be very fun. It's either going to be something of, oh yeah, that's one more point I wanted to state before we wrap this up. Shall we be met in Q3 with a drastic pullback? And I'm talking sub 6,000 Bitcoin, under $100 Litecoin, 30-cent Ripple again. I want there to be the same amount of exuberance that we have now. Dare I say more? Because that means we could, in as little as 1 to 2 weeks, get it right back to where we were. If we're, practice proper dollar cost averaging. But more important than that, practice diligence and patience. Now, Bitcoin probably isn't as much fun to keep buying now because, you're getting far less Satoshi and you're probably not even getting 1% of one anymore. But if we know it's going to hit all-time high again this year, you're really not missing out on anything. Again, fam, never, ever invest anything you cannot afford to lose. I am not a financial advisor. I'm a mere conduit of success. I'm from the future. This is my handy dandy flux capacitor. And one day, fam, one day, if I don't economically emancipate you or give you monetary motivation, I want you to know that there was a time for people to save, hoard, like the ant and the grasshopper, fam. Are you the ant or are you the grasshopper? See you in the playoffs.